Welcome back to the series, your first 30 days as a real estate agent. In this video, we're going to dive into prospecting and why it's so important. So let's talk about prospecting. This is something that most real estate agents want nothing to do with. But as a new agent, I highly suggest that you dive into this right away and make it a habit, because this is something that's going to really propel your career. This is something that's going to help you be successful, and it's going to help you avoid becoming another statistic in the real estate industry. So don't wait to start. The longer you wait, the more you're going to procrastinate. And you don't want to procrastinate when it comes to prospecting, because when you first get into this business, it's going to be the most important thing. Even if you're just prospecting by calling your friends, your family, your sphere of influence, people have to know that you're a real estate agent. They have to know that you're out there. And the best way to do that, in my personal opinion, is by calling people and by prospecting and getting face-to-face in front of the people that you want to work with. So don't be afraid to actually mess up. It's not a big deal. We all mess up. And I think that's part of the reason a lot of real estate agents don't want to prospect, because they're afraid that they're actually going to mess up. And that's a rational fear. You know, we all have the fear of cold calling and, saying the wrong thing and getting hung up on, and it's kind of embarrassing. But don't be fearful, because just like when the first time you rode a bicycle, you get on the bicycle, you're ready to go for a ride, and then you pedal a couple times and you fall. And it's like, oh man, I fell, I scraped my knee up, and that's not fun as a kid. But here's the thing, it's the same exact thing with real estate prospecting. If you never get on the bicycle, you're never gonna know how to ride a bike. And if you never stop prospecting, you're never gonna get good at it, and you're never gonna have the kind of profits in your real estate business that you truly want. So remember, this is a work in progress. All you have to do is get better every single day. Even if that's just 1% better every day, you're gonna get way better by the end of the year. And by year 5 or year 10, you're gonna be making so much money, it's gonna change your life. In most cases, if you're doing this the right way, you're gonna become a top producer. And top producers in real estate do really, really well. So stick to it, get to it right away, and make it happen. Next, let's get into the mindset of prospecting. When you first start doing this, it's not gonna be fun. And if you're around a lot of people that have never been in sales or they never prospected, they're gonna be, giving you some doubt. Like, why are you making cold calls? Why are you doing this? And you might even run into agents in your own office that are saying, why are you prospecting? It's a complete waste of time. I don't prospect, and I do 20 deals a year or 30 deals a year. And you're gonna say, oh, that's true, maybe I shouldn't be wasting my time doing this. Especially after the first week or two, when you're getting a lot of rejection and you're just learning how to do this, you might quit. So you want to be in the right mindset. And the best way to get in that mindset is to start immersing yourself into good content. And what I recommend is you listen to the book Fanatical Prospecting by Jeb Blunt. This book is phenomenal, and it's going to help you really get in that mindset of, I need to prospect, I need to call, I need to go find new clients. And I'll tell you right now, this book has paid off tenfold by reading it, probably 100-fold or 1,000-fold, because every time I read it, I get in the mindset of, I gotta go prospect, I gotta make things happen. And this book will do the same thing for you as a new agent or even a seasoned agent. Next, let's talk about picking your prospecting method. So there's multiple ways to prospect. The two most popular will be door knocking and cold calling. You have to decide what's right for you. I know people that have built massive real estate empires through door knocking, while other agents, they say, I never door knock, I'm all about the phones. So let me give you some quick pros and cons of each one. With door knocking, you're gonna get a lot of exercise, you're gonna be out and about, and you're gonna be face to face with people, building real relationships. Also, with door knocking, believe it or not, the reaction people give you when you're out door knocking is much better than you would expect. When you're door knocking, they see your face, you're friendly, you're conversating with them, you're gonna be shocked at how they respond to you. 90% of the time, they're gonna be positive, they're gonna be friendly, you're gonna be able to get their information, and you're gonna be able to build a long-term lasting relationship as long as you lead the conversation the right way. The downside to door knocking is it takes a lot of time, and oftentimes you won't be able to contact as many people as if you were on the phone. Walking from house to house to house takes time, it takes energy, and you could burn out a lot quicker if you're not careful. I have done both methods, and I must say this is one of the biggest drawbacks to door knocking, is because if you're not in a specific farm, you're really, using a lot of energy, and you might not get that many attempts to actually be in conversation mode with somebody, discovering if they're ready to buy or sell. Now let's talk about the pros to actually being a calling agent, so prospecting by phone. This has many pros. The biggest pro is you get to hit many numbers at one time. I've called up to 200 to 300 people on a triple line power dialer by REDX in an hour or two. About 2 hours it takes for me to go through that many numbers using a triple line dialer. So can you imagine calling or being in contact or knocking on that many doors in 2 hours? It's impossible. So this is one of the biggest pros of being a calling agent versus doing door knocking. Now, the downside to the phone is it's much easier to be rejected because people don't see your face, they just hear your voice over the line, and it's much easier for someone to just say, not interested, clunk. So that's the thing you have to really weigh in and factor what's best for you. For me personally, I found the phone's a lot easier, but my background is also in banking over the phone, doing things by phone, and that has been a big strength. But I'll be honest, the door knocking is a really good thing too, and if you're building a farm, which we'll talk about in other videos, that might be something really great to do because you can build some really strong relationships with people in your farm area. Right out the gate, shoot for 5 conversations per day. If you're really ambitious, you can go for 10 conversations per day, but make realistic goals. You don't want to shoot for 10 and then end up doing 0. That's the worst thing you can do. So shoot for 5 conversations per day. If you find that too easy, ramp it up to 10. But here's what's gonna happen. If you consistently make 5 conversations per day, build relationships, keep the emails, send out an email list every week or every 2 weeks, you're gonna have massive success fairly quickly. 5 conversations with new homeowners or new home buyers on a consistent basis, as long as you're staying organized, will give you about 30 to 40 deals per year. So that's big success. The average agent does 4 to 6 deals per year. So you're basically 10xing that. Remember, when you first start, it's all about keeping it simple. I don't care how you have those conversations, just make sure you're having those conversations and you're gonna have big success. Last, but definitely not least, you want to track your progress. So many agents don't even know what kind of productivity they're having every day because they don't track their numbers. And this is one of the biggest mistakes I see new agents make, and I also see seasoned agents make, is they're too lazy to track their numbers. All you're gonna do is get a spreadsheet and track how many calls you made per day, how many texts you made per day, how many conversations you had, and how many appointments that you set. And these numbers are huge because it's gonna tell you how many conversations you're gonna actually have to set an appointment. And then how many appointments you have to go on to get a listing or get a buyer. And then how many buyers you need to have per month to actually get a closing. So this is all important information because once real estate becomes predictable, it becomes fun. The biggest challenge with real estate and the biggest frustration is how unpredictable it appears at the surface. And that's because people don't track their numbers and they don't know their numbers. And if you don't know your numbers, you're never gonna know if you're improving. Because what's gonna happen is, if you make 100 calls and you end up with 1 buyer, that's great. But next month, if you make 70 calls and you end up with 1 buyer, that means you're improving. You're getting better at your craft. You're getting better on the phone. You're getting better, face to face, knocking on doors. And these are all key things you need to know as an agent to improve your skill level and get to the next level as an agent. So Definitely subscribe. We have more videos about the first 30 days as a real estate agent coming to the channel soon. If you haven't seen the other videos, it's a complete series with multiple videos and multiple topics, so definitely check those out. Again, if you haven't subscribed, Empire of Real Estate, we talk to real estate investors, real estate entrepreneurs, and real estate agents about building their own real estate empire. Thanks so much for watching. Have an awesome day.